other day I came across a battered cardboard box which I'd rescued from my dad's flood, and in it were several nice little wagons, all in need of attention. All but two of them are Slater's plastic hard kits. This one is a Pico wonderful wagon made in Seaton in Devon. I still think it's a kit, but yeah, it's not one I've come across before. Nicely detailed and weathered as well, but look, very stiff running, and also out of gauge, slightly too wide, causing derailments on the points. This one is a Midland Railway Slater's kit. Again, out of gauge for some reason again. Should be 14.5 millimeters, and very stiff, but very, very fine axle bearings. That one weighs a ton, and I don't know who it's by. There were no make showing. London, Brighton and South Coast coal loco wagon, or loco coal wagon, but very heavy indeed. Nice brass wheels, again out of gauge. Another Slater's wagon. Anyway, so this video will be what to do on a cold, wet or snowy wintry day like we have at the moment. So this is my Sunday wagon works. That one. I like that one. Prince of Wales Collieries. They are metal wheels, they're just blackened. This is my wheel gauger, made of brass, and it measures exactly 14.5. You just slot it between the backs of the flanges, and you can see here it's flopping about a little bit there, so it's out of gauge, it's too wide, and that will cause lots of derailments on the frogs of your points. Right, so it's off to the wagon works with them, in the trusty and capable hands of the Sentinel steam shunter. So first up, we'll have a look at this Pico wonderful wagon. I do like that. I seem to remember seeing that before when I've been to Pico many moons ago in about 1977. But what intrigues me is it's got working axle box springs. Look at that. I've never come across that before. Anyway, let's get on. So I'm going to be using moly grease. It's black grease, and I find it better than oil for these plainer axle bearings. You just put a tiny dot into the cup, and that will naturally get onto the end of the axles. Gauging the wheels there with the gauge, they should be just a sort of a snug fit. If they're too loose, just squeeze them in a little bit. Might need a drop of super glue on the backs of the axles where they go into the wheel bush, just to keep it in place once it's done. This little wagon, it's a Slater's one, nothing overly remarkable apart from the axle bearings. Look how fine they are, they're like needles. In fact, ow, quite sharp. Again, look, they're too wide. That's why they were derailing on the frogs of the points. Now these ones were quite loose. See them moving around on the axle. So once they were in gauge, super glue is going to be needed just on the inside faces there to hold it in place. So off goes the first two. They're done now. Into traffic with you. Now we come to this one. Don't know who it's by, but it was over gauge, and it's a metal chassis, and it's all assembled so you can't get the wheels out. and the only way I could think to do it was to use these pliers and gently squeeze and go around the wheels until they came in gauge. And you have to do it all the way around, otherwise they'll wobble. You can see they're fine now. And these have all got cut bearings. It's pretty much a standard thing with most kits, I think. A little drop of the moly grease in there, that's all you need, only a tiniest drop. And now they should go through the points with no problem. And indeed they all do. Nice little rake of wagons into traffic. All that remains for me to do now is to enter them into my database. I use a Microsoft Excel database that I made many moons ago, and it's simply a case of typing in the details. I hope this has been of some interest for you. So the Green Bays Railway is no longer available because work is going on there, and I will be back later in the year, hopefully with some more running sessions.